Hello there, Internet's MegaMogwai here, and I got yet another Legends of Runeterra video for guys today. And today we're gonna feature my favorite meta deck of all time. Yes, before I continue talking, I actually have to stop myself there. Yes, I said the F word, but I really do mean it. This is my favorite current meta deck. Current. Because it's relevant currently. Yeah, because otherwise there is some contention, because I've loved other meta decks in the past, but out of what is relevant right now and what's good right now, SIVIR AKSHAN is definitely my go-to deck. I really enjoy piloting this, and I feel like there's always something to learn. It's really the epitome of mid-range in Legends of Runeterra, in my opinion, and I felt like showcasing it today, as it is a good deck to climb ladder with, unless you run into Pantheon. Like, that's the big problem, right? Like, this deck just gets smacked by Pantheon, but everything else is pretty damn winnable, and it's just a very, very rewarding deck to play. That's just very fun as well, as it really dives into the all the combat aspects of the game. And while it may seem pretty simple, as it is essentially like a Demacia mid-range deck in which you curve out and you attack, there's a lot of nuance to it, especially because of AKSHAN. One of the best design champions in the game, without a doubt. Playing around the Warlord's Palace and working to progress that is just super satisfying. And this is one of those decks that I never really get old of it. Like, if I was competing in tournaments and everything, I would actually resort to it. And I just think it's very good. Like, it's definitely something that I would recommend people playing, whether they're more experienced players or whether they're getting into the game. So I really like this specific distribution, running a 5 total of 1-drops, focusing more, or prioritizing rather, the Treasure Seeker over the Fleet-Footed Tracker, which I definitely do believe is the way to go, because this card can actually net you quite a bit of not only value but just pressure. And it's actually not a dead 1-drop top deck in the late game, because it's giving you quite a bit of power, and in a top deck war, Treasure Seeker can actually be pretty relevant to push for lethal. Combines very well with Merciless Hunter, giving or granting enemies vulnerable. We can use the unit to essentially take something out, and the 5-power strike onto whatever will help us level up SIVIR as we reach her 30+ damage level up requirement right here, as we have a full set of Vicar and Bruiser. We have a couple of copies of Red Negation. This allows us to counter all sorts of things like Yordles and Arms. We can counter some of the control Shadow Owls decks that are running around. Feel the Rush is back at it, and this can stop that. And there's just a lot of stuff to deny in today's meta, like Concerted Strikes and Golden Ages from opposing like Pantheon decks or just Demacia mid-range decks in general. And it's just a very, very, very key card that can allow us to guarantee a lot of wins in certain scenarios. So that's why it's here as a 2-of, which is kind of a first, because it hasn't really been that way in the past. You guys may notice no single combat. That seems quite weird, but the only real good target with single combat is Vicar and Bruiser. Everything else is a little bit more frail, and you'd rather play stuff like Cataclysm and, of course, Concerted Strike with a deck like this, as we're prioritizing some of the spell slots for essentially combat tricks in Sharp Sight and Shape Stone. And I really do like the one off of Shield of Durand as well, as the Absolver represents a key component of our win condition, and that is to level up SIVIR and give SIVIR Overwhelm, as SIVIR gives everything Spell Shield and Overwhelm and Quick Attack, and that leads to, you know, pretty good things. Trust me. As that, ladies and gentlemen, is right there. I really like the distributions. Vicar and Vagabond as a 2-of is something that I've always been on board on English. It's actually like I'm in favor of this, because what 3 Vicar and Vagabonds leads to is some bricking here and there. You just gotta guarantee that you get some source, one source of Warlord's Palace to be able to start taking it down either on turn 2 or turn 3, and I think 2 copies of this does the job. If you can see at our curve, we have 5 3-drops. You know, we have 5 1-drops, and even though we have 9 2-drops, it's completely fine, because in reality, Bright Steel Protector is not really a 2-drop most of the time, unless you manage to lead off with a Fleet Feather Tracker. So I really like the curve here, and I think this is the best current version of the deck. And I think you guys are going to be quite successful playing this yourselves, and I figured I would showcase it on the channel today as we try hard a little bit. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. Hope you enjoy the games. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Nani! I haven't seen this in a while. All right. Bing. Here I am tryharding. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, buddy. I mean, in this matchup, they could have stuff like Make It Rain, so I still like, I think I prefer going Treasure Seeker over Tracker. And keeping SIVIR. I don't want to go double 2-drop because they could have Make It Rain. I don't think they main deck that, but just in case. They're also units that are weak in general too.
Quick hands make quick work.
To Misfortune anyways. Maybe it's incorrect though.
Steady now.
Maybe keeping the double 1-drop was the way to go.
Hang on, Buzzball.
Yeah. I mean, we have Sharp Sight.
Showtime. Full speed ahead. We got it.
I definitely regret that mulligan.
Hang on.
They probably have a Twin Disciplines.
You've got a problem, I've got a price. Danger pays.
Stand behind me. They won't hurt you.
If they hurt you, I'd never forgive myself.
Cool story, girl. I don't know why I should have just probably passed there, honestly. I'm playing a little bit quickly here. I think I'm speeding things up a bit too much. There's no Misfortune though, which just significantly weakens them. I don't feel like I'm threatened at this point, but I
Steal from the rich and give to the us.
I am worried about stuff like Homecoming. We went Defiant Dance, like, yeah.
Navori, formations.
If they have a Twin Disciplines and they turn into this,
Worth my while.
I'm okay with that.
So young.
Oh, I've never met anyone like you.
We love it when they run.
The best line of play is this. Because we have the right of negation, so if they want to go for another 4-mana spell.
Business as usual. Wrap 'em up tight.
Fearsome hits. Let's remove the extra scout. Let's weaken their board. Got Golden Ages, alright. Got triple Bruiser here. Gotta keep that right on negation open. We can still develop the Bruiser defensively.
I get the guards, Bob gets the goods.
As we can trade into everything.
Your funeral.
They could have a Twin Disciplines. Which is fine because the trade still happens.
I'm a woman of principle. Party is clear and you get paid.
And we get that lucky find.
Wonder how much this is worth.
I smell blood. We go Waking Sands to defend against their attack. Bam, ba-dum. We have this and this, so this is good enough. These two already have Fearsome, so why not
Danger pays.
I feel bad.
Another victory to fill the coffers.
Alright. Fat Red Rose. I faced this deck the other day when I was playtesting, and it was essentially a ramp deck with Field of Rush, which is what I expected it to be, but I didn't see Targon's Peak. Maybe it does play Targon's Peak, but I didn't see it that game. We're gonna drop the Concerted Strike, I believe. We're gonna keep the Vicar and Vagabond. We're gonna drop the Sharp Sight. And we're gonna keep our units, because we do want our 1-drop to start applying pressure. We'll lead off with the Challenger, though.
Go get the shiny dove.
Must be nice living off stolen corn.
If they have, yeah, they probably have Rally, Ramp. But we still have to hit him hard. Catalyst of Aeons. It's still worth it because we still push 4 damage.
How can Rome end?
Nothing's lost. It's just waiting to be found.
And you won't believe what we found today.
It is easy, see?
Danger pays. Business as usual. This pay by the hour.
5. It's just not enough. I'm gonna get rid of the ramp.
Danger pays.
Because that stops them from being able to go for something like Ice Quake or It That Stairs. It That Stairs could just wipe us. And now we're gonna go for a Golden Aegis. We're gonna play around an Avalanche.
Scores to settle, cooks to kill. You know how it is.
Swipe it all.
Steady now.
The world won't save itself, you know.
Help is underway.
I go where the trouble is.
It's never too far. Can knock out Braum by trading like that. We force them to trade that way. They have nothing, nada. Oh my lord!
Fixing the world.
One scoundrel at a time. We're going in. We're going in now.
Yoink.
Grant allies, because we're going for the kill. We're going for the kill, ladies and gentlemen. And that's a knockout. If we don't kill the faces earlier, we get wiped.
She just earned her bonus.
A mice is playing Jace Lux. We're gonna go ahead and mulligan away everything except for. Okay, double renegation would be pretty bad in a lot of cases, but in this one I think it's pretty damn decent. Because I will go down one card just to do this. Okay. Never mind.
Scores to settle, cooks
To kill. You know how it is. Alright.
Got your back.
What mystic? What am I like?
You're covered.
I want to go like in here.
Protect and strike.
They could have a purify. Or that. But they still sacrifice this. So that works out. That works out. And I'm still holding on to this renegation.
The sun is shining.
We should do.
Steal from the rich and give to the us.
Into battle with hearts and
We're gonna take
love.
the hit.
My shield is yours.
9. 9. I want to make sure I level up AKSHAN. Plus, there's also guarantees.
Weight of my mantle.
Gonna make you thicker.
I do not break rules, I bend. You cannot run.
From Absolution. Take the draw. Rally. When they're down to 3, rally feels like a pretty good play. They're gonna hate this. Yeah, that's good. Like, normally double renegation in the opener, yeah, is terrible, but this is like the ultimate perfect opener, dude.
One step closer to a world without villains.
Oh, there are villains. Alright, Yordles in arms. This one's gonna get intense. I'm actually thinking about keeping this. I don't mind double Petricide Broadwing as well. I mean, I'm gonna mulligan away everything though. Renegation is good for Yordles in arms, but keeping it in the opening hand I think is a mistake. We want to try to find AKSHAN, amongst other things. We got the Petricide Steel Wing. Well, technically, yeah, I kind of like mix the 2 names, right? The Petricide Steel Wing combo. But I want to play AKSHAN because I want to get that Warlord's.
Rules to know good from bad.
Palace in as early as possible. It is part of our win condition. We can very well get Mystic Shot, but we have another action here. We're not gonna resort to this action until we're about to flip this. You know, now that we have this in play, we don't need the other action. We play you. I do want to clear their board a bit. This will drop the heroes in arms, alright.
Follow me. I know where I'm going.
We love it when they run.
I could go for the sharp sight onto this, but I'd rather not, because I can surprise them more. I mean, I'd rather hold on.
Crack skulls, bag loot.
Because I want to keep that spell mana, because we don't know what we're going to draw, and I get rewarded for that play by picking up a Shield of Durand here. What is that? Discard. Okay, so we are immediately going to drag you. We are going to hit with you. There.
There's nothing a good giggle can't fix.
Quick attack is neat. Pokey stick could be a thing though, but I'd like to keep the quick attack. Dropping the pokey stick.
You tell me.
You're covered.
They can't enable Yordos in arms yet, right? Like they've wait 1, 2, 3. Actually, they can. They can. This is all right. Because we have the sharp sight there to surprise them with.
Good people don't look the other way. Talk is worthless. We are what we do.
Anything helps. Off we go.
For real.
No closer. You're dead meat. Press on.
At this point, round negation is really important. Yeah, quick attack, and we'll take the overwhelm. I have the ability to grappling hook here, so we don't need to commit anymore. Eliminate the elusives.
much this is worth.
Almost. Got it. They won't like this. Anything helps. And beautify.
Your funeral.
Took it fair and square.
Now we essentially, instead of removing Lulu, I focused on just clearing all the elusives instead, so it would take absolutely no damage. Get rid of Lulu there. Pretty good.
Who like that?
You like it? I mean, shut up and fight.
Get that tough. That spell shield. As we set up for game, we got the right of negation. Even if they tried to ping us out with a get excited plus a mystic shot, we lock him out. And we go for the kill. Knuckle time. And we got him! Checkmate, baby! Let's go! Let's go!
Vengeance with a smile.
Dr. Poirot is playing Targan's Peak. We're gonna go for a full mulligan, even though the sharp side can be pretty neat, and we have a decent curve here because we want to find our Warlord's Palace. In a matchup like this, we don't really like the curve is not as important. If they manage to find Targan's Peak, things are gonna get pretty wild. So I'd rather be efficient. Okay, that's a good open attack. Because they can't freeze this. And they can't well, they can three sisters into that actually. But they don't have it. Alright, good. I'm actually gonna keep the mana.
Heroes go.
We have spell shield, so we don't mind about this hitting us. Because we'll survive, and we don't want to lose tempo here.
You're covered.
We want to be able to punish a Targan's Peak here. Which means we're spreading out like this. We're going double 2-drop. We have the ability to rally. We are very well protected against an avalanche because of this Bright Steel formation play. Yeah. And now,
Business as usual.
business as usual. That's not that big of a deal because they're dead. That's game. Lock him out. Clean. Clean.
Another victory to fill the coffers.
I keep forgetting what's a coffer. Tri-beam. Tri-beam can get tricky. But I will keep this in. Because we don't have AKSHAN, but we have Vicar and Vagabond for the Warlord's Palace, even though Scorched Earth can deal with it. Shield of the Rand is very important here, though. Especially in conjunction with the Petrified Broadwing. I'll sacrifice a 1-drop for that, especially against a deck that can very easily deal with them through stuff like Static Shock. My 1-drops are not really that great value here. We could get Thermode. If that's the case, so be it. gonna take the hit.
Greed'll turn any man into a monster.
Nani?
Let me get you that file.
That's a weird archivist. They're trying to pump up their improbulator, but that's a weird archivist right there.
Hot on the trail.
Just as I suspected.
Not a chance.
Shield of Durand will allow me to bypass any sort of like pain that they have here. Mystic Shot won't be enough to knock us out. Yeah, they can follow it up with a Ravenous Flock, but we'll get rid of Caitlyn. Oh, but they can, yeah. I forgot about Formidable. Alright, let's go with you.
Honor is the rest on a
Because now that we have Cataclysm, we can work around this. Yeah, that was a bit of a derp, actually. I should have blocked the other way and used that on that to get rid of you. Yeah, I actually forgot about Quick Attack. That happens a lot. That's fine. Let's get rid of Caitlyn.
Business as usual.
That's 3 drops, right? 1, 2, 3.
Son of a...
Okay, bop that. I think we could go double Merciless here.
We love it when they run.
I'm gonna lead off with 1 because I don't know if I'll need another one.
Let's make this a night to remember.
If we go Merciless onto this,
This pay by the hour.
we still don't have enough units to drag that, so... we need to open attack next round. Merciless doesn't really accomplish much.
Arda's gonna make a meal of them.
Oh, really? Honey?
Don't wreck the ship. You're dead meat. This one's a fighter.
They're going aggressive. They're going on the offensive instead of defending, which is fine. How big is that Tri-Beam now? That Tri-Beam may be able to hit me for that amount. But maybe we can bait it onto that.
I get the guards, Bob gets the goods.
Blah, blah.
Double on that. I want to play Vagabond because I want to generate the Warlord's Palace again. In this matchup, Spell Shield is definitely what we want. So we're gonna flip. We're gonna destroy the palace at the beginning of the next round, and we can play another one with Vagabond here, which I think is the way to go. We gotta play in the long run here. They got a lot of pings. Ezreal is more than leveled up, but that's a lot of burn that they're losing, and we have a concerted strike to answer him. We gotta predict here to draw. I think Renegation is the play to stop a Tri-Beam from happening.
Must be nice living off stolen coin.
Gain Vicar Vagabond in there as well. We don't have to worry about Ezreal and Tri-Beam happening on the same round, so we have an answer for both plays. Caitlyn is not something I'm concerned about, except for like an attack here is not really the end of the world though, because we get to trade into her. How many flash bombs? There's a lot of flash bombs, not gonna lie. I think maybe it's time for this, because now Ezreal coming in does not get to generate the Mystic Shot, so it's completely fine. Drag this. Should probably give it to her. Let's see what we get. Let's get the challenger. Refueling. They play Captain Farron, we can always now we do this. Counter Maul! Punish him for chaining. Keep stacking on the bruiser. Let's give that tough. We still got the concerted strike. But we need that tough for these incoming flesh bombs, so we don't go down to them. Shit. Well, if they want to kill it, we don't have to worry about... We have sharp sight for Ezreal anyways. So I'm actually going to concert it here. I think we got a pass here. Bro. We can't find our champions. We gotta win with our champions. I mean, we lost, like, we did play a SIVIR, but we haven't been able to find anything else. 2 cards. Representing lethal. See what they have. If the other card is a Tri-Beam Probulator, that's gonna be frustrating. Wow.
We love it when they run.
There's just some sort of removal here. What's that last card?
Check me out. The world's a big place. Let's see all of it.
Gotta remove Ezreal.
Wrap 'em up tight.
No way.
Top deck mode. Top deck mode. Ezreal. SIVIR. Jesus Christ.
Go get the shiny dove.
I mean, this is why Treasure Seeker's so good though, because even in the late game, she's not a bad top deck. I mean, I would rather top deck something more impactful, but she's still pretty good. Don't tell me I have a. Okay, we can actually sharp sight here. I gotta go for it. I gotta go for it. I gotta go for it. I gotta force it out of him. Okay.
It's a trap.
Man, down to 1. This game. Before they top deck a Captain Farron. Oh my god, if they top deck a Captain Farron. Oh my god. That's a crazy top deck too. Only 1?
The same calling card from our other case. Just as I suspected.
The spell shield. You're late, my boy.
You cannot run.
From Absolution, but better late than never.
Scores to settle.
Crooks to kill. You know how it is. I know how you're late, dude. What the fuck? Hey! There we go! Got him! What a game!
Closer to a world without villains.
Oh, AKSHAN. God damn it, dude.